Hi everyone, my name is Nancy and welcome to my channel, Thoughtful Hearts and Minds. So, about a year ago, God started laying this on my heart to start this YouTube channel, but I was questioning it and I had doubts because of how shy I am and how reserved I am and how I've always been that way. Um, you know, I was like, the excuses I was coming up with was that, I don't have public speaking skills. I don't have the tech skills that's required of this. And I also don't have the courage or the guts to do this where you put yourself out on social media to this extent. And all of those things are important. You need those things. And it was just one excuse after another, you know? But God just, as in recent weeks, has started laying it just even heavier on my heart that, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I was reminded by one of my favorite verses that, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. And, as he continues to lay it on my heart, Nancy, you need to be doing this. I'm still nervous, but I have much more peace now as I'm going into this new journey, this new path, I guess, if you will. And I'm just going to do what I should have done all along. And I'm just going to step forward in faith and trust God. And let's see where this goes. You know, um, I don't know who all this will help. But I hope something wonderful comes from out of this that will help others, in the ways that they need help or support or encouragement. Um, so I don't know what all we'll always talk about on this channel and in these videos, but I picked the things that I'm passionate about. I mean, I think that's a good place to start. Where are your passions? And mine are homeschooling, learning through play, family, and faith. So each week, that's what those videos will focus on, is one of those topics usually. Um, Probably the biggest one right now in the beginning will be something I'm very passionate about, and that's learning through play. Learning through play is one of the best, absolute best ways for children to learn, especially when they're real young, because it has them up and moving. It has them it helps them to be more focused and more engaged with what it is that they're doing and what they're supposed to be learning. And I've seen it work, when I was teaching, and I see it now uh, in educating my own children here at home. Um, that is where most of their meaningful learning happens. So, that being said, we do use worksheets and we use digital curriculum. They love their ABC mouse. That is something that they enjoy very much. And the curriculum that we actually use is good and beautiful. And it is. It's based heavily on worksheets as well. They're interactive worksheets, but they're still worksheets. But I supplement and incorporate other ways like games and resources, that's more hands-on, that just has them up and moving, because that's where I have seen them have most of their aha moments, where they're really making those deep connections and actually understanding, okay, this is how I understand, when they understand this skill. And so that is just something that I'm going to continue to keep doing for them as long as I can. You know, Sometimes it's depending on what skill it is that they're learning. Sometimes it can make it's more difficult to make some of those skills like learning time uh more fun and engaging, but that's something I intend to try to keep doing for them. It's making their education more fun, more enjoyable, and speaking, for my own children, when they're having fun, then they're learning. But when they are bored and disengaged with the activity, they're not learning as well, and they're definitely not retaining that knowledge. So I will be using the learning through play for as long as I possibly can to help them make their education as fun as possible. So we, like everyone else, we are back in school too, and so we're back into the whole back to school transition and routine. And one of the things that we're going to be doing this week to work on some of their English skills is we're going to be baking alphabet cookies. Hey, baby. Okay. So, well, all we're going to basically do is we're going to make some sugar cookies. And I've got some alphabet cookie cutters, And for my son, who is starting kindergarten this year, like I said, we're going to work on letter identification. That's the most important thing that he needs to work on right now. That's the biggest skill that I want him to put his focus on. And for my daughter, she is going to make these cookies practicing her vowel teams. She had to learn a lot of rules last year, especially with her vowel teams. So I think this will be a really good review for her, to practice some of those vowel teams. Um, I do for the first week or two. I like to try to use those as a review week before we start jumping into the next school year of what it is we need to learn. I think it's beneficial just to, review for a week or two of some stuff that they learned the year before we start jumping straight into something brand new in this new school year. So, and with this activity, uh, it's also something that they enjoy doing. Whenever I'm baking in the kitchen, they're real quick, to want to come and help me out. So, now that I can take something that they enjoy and combine it with learning, I do. I believe that this will be a very successful activity, for them. All right, I think that is it. But I mean, each week, that's my plan is to just share a video, sharing ideas of how we learn through play here for at least for a while. That'll be my main focus, you know. And if these ideas work for you, or seem like they would work for you and your family, please give them a try, and let me know how they turn out. You know, and I'm always up for learning something new. Uh, I outsource myself and I go find other sources and other activities that people come up with. So if y'all ever have any ideas, other ideas different than mine about ways to learn through play, please let me know. And you know what? I would love to try them with my own children and see if they work with them as well. So, but thank you for your time. And, I know as we're all in that back to school phase, I hope and pray that school is going well for everybody so far and that just it'll continue to be a great school year for everybody. But thank you for your time. I hope you have a blessed week and I will see y'all in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.